This is Glenn Hill with Laser Harps LLC, and I'm experimenting with a new way to make laser beams more visible. And this is a JCloud. It's a JCloud oil mist emitter, and the lighting is a little bright in here right now, but I've got 3 green lasers shooting approximately 6 feet, maybe about 2 meters. And you can see on that end where they're hitting, originally I had this set up at a local science museum. And the lasers went through those holes, but with a slightly smaller hole going to the optic sensor, there'll be green laser splash on the outsides of the holes. That's usually how they are on my laser harps with wooden soundboards. So, and that'll be on the installation I'm considering. That'll be wood on that end. And so the emitter is programmable. You can see here. Yeah, if I stand in the light of it, you can see the beams much better. So they actually are quite visible, and it does make a sound, but if it's down, actually set within a cabinet where the other controls are, it would not be very loud. And the tube here, this is actually designed to go into a house air conditioning system. And but the haze can be directed at the top of where the beams are and flow down. You can see it can be quite bright actually. So this device is programmable with a Bluetooth program using a smartphone. And the pause can be programmed whatever length and the runtime whatever length. And it's a fairly good sized reservoir in here. I'll be experimenting with how long it can run. Right now I've got a little bit of sandalwood oil in here which came with it. But I diluted it with a pure fractionalized coconut oil, which is used to make these essential oil blends. And you can see those beams now quite well. So works very well. So this is a new way of doing this. I've used theatrical haze before, but it tends to be a little bit toxic. Now right now the scent from this, even though it's diluted, is a little bit too much. So this one will go with one of my projects, and it's going to be flushed out with alcohol. So the scent should all be removed before it gets sent and installed. Now you can see even that it's not pumping, it's not running right now, but you can still see the beams. So I'll experiment with the optimum time to pause and run, and then we'll see. And with no scent, just with the oil, and there's absolutely no oil residue happening here. So I think it's working pretty good. So you have a fairly short pause now and a fairly long run time. So I will experiment with the optimum time for each of those segments, but it appears to be quite successful. This compared to theatrical haze, the haze does have glycol in it always, which can be toxic for some people. So that's why I decided not to opt for that. And it also has water too, which can be a problem. And there are water misters which work well for visibility, but they have to be cleaned very often. Whereas this device, it should only once in a great while need to be cleaned with some alcohol run through the bottle. The top of it comes off. There's a handle right here, and you can see, and pops off. The bottle comes out, can be turned off of there. And yeah, so it's a very clever little device. And I don't know if anybody has used this with lasers, but it appears to be quite successful. Okay.